Thursday, it's 8 o'clock and I'm too high and you're too low. Hello.
Hello, dear. You all right? Good evening.
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you. All good. Good in the hood. Good evening, everyone.
I'm glad to say that our guest has joined us, but he has no video at the moment. We were worrying he'd forgotten.
Oh, is he bringing a video review?
Now he's there.
Like Porky's Revenge or something.
He's there now.
Ah.
So he must have had his laptop shut. Now he's fiddling. Hi, Adrian. How are you?
Hello, dear. Yes, I'm fine, thank you. I hope everyone else is as well. I just want that rain to stop because it was blinking pelting it down all weekend. I didn't go out. So, you're all right?
Do you know when you pick a can of Pepsi up and you drink it and it's like the wrong taste, and then you realise it's cherry Pepsi and that's why it's all wrong because you were expecting something else? That.
Oh, I like cherry Pepsi, as long as it's sugar free. Yes. So, did you go out detecting at all at the weekend? Because I haven't spoken to you, have I? Only a few faxes sent over to you through the studio.
No.
Oh,
I couldn't remember. No. No, it was the week. No, never. Week before.
Right. Okay. Well,
you and I both had a whirlwind of personal related issues the weekend, so we both didn't really go out, did we?
No. What did I have? Oh. What?
Nino.
Me?
No.
Oh, you had issues, yeah.
And you had issues.
What did I have happen? Nothing happened to me. Well,
your daughter had a bad day at work.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. Yes. Yeah. Her job.
God, Adrian, how long did that take me then?
I know. Sorry, I thought you were talking about me. Yes. Sorry, I forgot to tell you about that. She's all right now, but with her job, she has horrible things she has to deal with, and one of them wasn't nice, and it.
And one of them's Tom, your lovely son, my nephew, apparently.
Yes, Uncle Dave. Yeah, he took me down to the brewery on Friday night, and that went wrong, as it usually does. And then my daughter came down, and and then I have been playing with detectors over the weekend. So I've got the Root Salt 71 out and the Deep Tech Vista X because I'm going. Well, the Rootus is digital, but not multi-frequency. And I'm going to have a little play with non-multi-frequency machines on my permission this weekend to see how they fare, because there's a lot of talk and chat going on about the old analog machines like the Deep Tech Vista X and stuff. And I'm going to have a little play because that was a very successful machine for me, Dave, wasn't it?
It was.
So, yeah, I think I've had best finds ever with that machine, but you've got to get it, you've got to tune it right. So rather than these multi-frequency machines doing it for you, you've got to get your ground balance right, sensitivity right, discrimination right. But when you get it right, but it is a lot of faffing, but I quite enjoy that. So yeah, you going out this weekend?
No, I'm tomorrow after work. I've got to acquire everything out of my now scrapped off vehicle and take the beds, the cupboards, and everything out. And then Sunday, I've got to pick up the new vehicle, and I'll be I'll be between vehicles on Saturday. So, no.
Yeah, because the dumper truck hit your van, didn't it? And wrote it off.
A little bit, yeah.
So, yeah, so poor old Dave's got to get a.
Do you know, I had a video sent to us that I needed to play, but I can't remember who sent it. Was it Ricardo or whatever? So I've messaged Ricardo, but he hasn't picked it up yet. So it was a brilliant video. I just don't know where it is, but I'll find it. But
as long as it's not that one you sent me earlier.
Okay,
yes. Let's say hello to some people in the chat. Will Way, good effort with the Poppy, Adrian. Thanks, mate. Everyone should wear one, especially what's going on this weekend. Less said about that, the better. That's all going to kick off, isn't it? So, Dave,
mate, I don't watch the news, so I couldn't tell you.
No, it's just everywhere. It's all going to kick off this. If I was you lot in the chat, I'd just make sure you go in the field on Saturday if you can. Don't get anywhere near London because I think it's going to be carnage. James, be prepared to be smashed again, Adrian. Oh, who was it who got two hammered and what I can't remember what it was I got the other day. I know you got some good stuff last week, James, but I will smash you, mate. I'm going to go out with a machine at the weekend. I'm going to get you. James has got, out of interest, we found a Roman site, and we think it's a military site. And the Deus One with the HF coil is smashing it. And I know they're good for Roman sites, HF coils, but it makes you realise old machines still got a lot of life in them.
I do know that I have had a delivery today and I can't get it because the show started and it's like 3 houses away, but it's that and I can't get it yet because it's that way.
People in the chat probably seen this on Facebook and everywhere, and MySpace and wherever it is, AOL Messenger. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend. I am plugging it.
1 moment, Adrian. 1 moment.
Oh, I am plugging it because it is a really good book, and I'm yet to find something in there that I found. I haven't found anything like that, but I did find the gold ring the other year. But it's got all kinds of brooches and all kinds of things in there. But it is one hell of a thick book, and I know it took a long. But you've got your rings in there, yeah, and there's so much description. And the lovely thing is, as well, is it's got the prices, the auction prices. So. Yeah, those of you who are interested or have found jewellery, I highly recommend this book.
Wendy says a fantastic book, Wendy Howard, and Ange went, oh God, not more books again. And hello to my workplace compadre, Happy Matt. I don't actually call him Happy Matt, but it's another word for happy. But I'm trying to be polite.
Hello, Wendy. Hello, Ange. Yes, it's a...
Say hello to Happy Matt as well.
Happy Matt. I can't see Happy Matt in the chat.
His name's Matt Evans on there, but I call him Happy Matt. It's another word for happy. Baby Dave's what everyone calls me in work.
We're going to be giving one of these away.
We are.
With our Christmas draw this year, among many other things, but you can get it from greenlightpublishing.com or I think Amazon. But it's a lot of copy in there to read up on the rings as well, which is quite nice. It's not just a figure, number, price.
Oh, look who's in the chat. Never seen him in the chat before. Hello, Dan.
Hi, Dan. Dan actually had a little bit to do with this book. I think he designed the back cover. But yeah, Dan. So yeah, head over to greenlightpublishing.com. It is a great book. If you've got Finds Identified 1 and 2, and this is the kind of book to add to your collection. But like Ange said, Ange will probably be buying it again. You need a heavy bookshelf because it is a big book. I think it's 300 and... Oh no, it's more than that. It's 400. Flipping heck. It's about 430 pages. Oh, that's like the Argos of detective book. But yes, we've got that. We've also
got another competition coming on in 2 weeks. Well, we have. We've been contacted today. Another competition coming on the 2 weeks tonight, I think. Date is it? 2 weeks tonight. We've got two separate competitions run by two separate. First one, Graham Dempsey from Composite Cleaning Pencil. If you go over to their Facebook page, you'll be able to see what the competition is. And it is a doozy. And Adrian has done something here. There it is.
So,
23rd. Sorry, it's next week, not the week after.
No, it's the week after next.
It's a customized jerry can, complete with a range of composite cleaning pencil bits and bobs and malarkey. Second prize, a complete cleaning kit with a storage box. And third prize, a magnifying cleaning station with a pencil and extras. So go on to the big, is that the Big Detecting Show?
Yes, bigdetectiveshow.com.
And you'll find that there. The week after, that lovely Mr. Nick West, it's now called the Heritage Military Museum. He's coming on the show and he's going to be giving something away that me and Adrian will be participating in with something the same night as well.
Yes. Just so that you don't think the jerry can is full of nothing, it is pretty much jam-packed. This picture on the left, not this one, The
picture on the left doesn't do it justice.
No, there's so much stuff in there. It'll last you forever. So just head over to bigdetectingshow.com. You don't have to guess anything. You don't have to It's just literally enter, and kindly cleaning pencil, composite cleaning pencil have provided that.
Ian Sansom, thank you very much. He said he's happy to donate some cheddar brooch merch to a composition if you like. Museum has given me a load. That'd be brilliant. I appreciate that. We are doing a big Christmas draw like we do every year.
Yes.
We're going to be contacting some suppliers and wholesalers, and let's see what we get. You know, we're not expecting loads because we don't, but we have had a lot of people obviously already offered to donate stuff. Adrian, we're going to bring tonight's guest on. I'll go on then. Oh, is that the composite cleaning pencil box dark?
Yes, the dark one. And I don't know if is Mr. Dempsey in the chat. I don't know if this is available.
He's always in the chat.
This is really neat. So it comes with spare metal inserts, and yeah. But how cool's that? You can pretend you're back at school cleaning coins. Can you imagine if you had lessons doing that?
Cleaning coins in school. Let's bring tonight's guest on because he's not going to be with us until I think he's going to go in about 45 minutes. So without further ado, good evening, Bryan. How are we?
How are we, gents?
Bryan, I can't see you very well. Mate.
Flipping it.
Camouflage.
You've been tarmacking again.
Can you guys hear me okay? Because I've got a printer running in the background and it's screaming away. So
that's all right. The printer makes sense as well. We can understand you both.
How are you?
Yeah.
Okay, friend. How are you?
Yeah, busy, very busy. Not just with Monarch, but my main job is was very busy this week. So I only got back about 7 o'clock tonight, and I've been packing parcels up and getting orders shipped out.
And obviously doing some sort of road workings as well.
Driveways.
In your current attire.
No, I work offshore. Well, I work onshore.
What, you tarmac driveways offshore?
Yeah, he does.
No, I work on a research vessel.
Yeah.
Big research
That's right.
vessel. Last time I saw you guys was you were
Detectable.
You went just detect, weren't you? Last time was Detectable.
Yeah, we saw you at the RCM and Detectable.
Mm.
And we spent some good time chatting with you as well and learning more about all the products in reality.
Mm.
I apologise, I didn't. I just came over. You gave me a free key ring. I said thanks very much and went, apologies. I think I did see you with Digger Dawn's dog.
Sorry, Bryan. I apologise for him.
Yes. Actually, my key ring's on next door. But Bryan, you've actually refurbished your working area as well, haven't you?
So I was using sort of office desks before, but I've got kitchen units in. Kitchen units in now, so I've got printer down there now. A couple of printers, 3 of them running up there, and then the big one as well behind me.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's been trying to get the workshop in order and make it a bit more tidier in here. So I don't have a garage, so I'm limited to this little room here.
You won't have a Wi-Fi before long.
Well, I think that's your bedroom, isn't it?
Well, no, because
I was joking.
The funds raised from RCM actually bought me a little van, so that's going to be converted into a camper van. But I think I'll probably be relegated out there after a while if it gets any busier.
So, how many machines you got printing now, Bryan?
5. So I've got 5 on running 24 hours a day. And to be honest, we don't really stop. They only really stop at Christmas for about a week for maintenance, and then they keep going again, round and round the clock.
We can't actually hear them, to be honest, there, Bryan.
I've got this one on silent.
Don't let us ruin it.
So that's on super fast. Don't know if you can hear any difference.
No, can't hear a thing.
No. Yeah, that one's quite noisy. The rest of them are quite quiet compared to that one.
So, what you've Detectable and Rodney Cook, you had a big stand. I was absolutely blown away by the amount of stuff you had on it. How I presume it did go well because you brought a van out of it. Did it go as well as expected? And did you get requests for certain bespoke things?
Yeah, I mean, out of all 3 of them, I probably think that Rodney Cook was the busiest. Detectable was busy, but I wasn't expecting Just Detect to be as busy, but we took more at Just Detect in the first day of either of detectable or RCM. But in terms of the sort of custom stuff that I've been asked to make, I had one guy who was the chef on the Queen Elizabeth II, and he wanted a custom stand made for these American challenge coins. So I'm sort of designing that for him now, and he's got sort of like US military admirals interested in them and stuff like that. So apparently it's a big thing over there.
Wow. And he's a detectorist.
No, he was running the
catering burger van.
He was running one of the little burger vans or one of the food stalls. So he came over and he's having a ponder around, and he brought one of the, I don't actually have it, but he brought one of these big challenge coins at about the size of a cartwheel 2p, quite big.
So if you think about it, the film National Treasure, they collected all the buttons, and that's how he got connected to the whim. So it makes sense that they collect things not dissimilar.
Well, apparently he was telling me about it. Apparently each like US military admiral or general have got their own custom-made challenge coins, and they give them out as like as a greeting. So instead of like shaking hands, they'll hand out a challenge coin to these people. It's really weird. But
so is that like, so you can go, right, challenge is on, let's have a fight, and then whoever wins is the new president?
I think so. I mean, if you Google it, it just says like a coin which is given out to like dignitaries and stuff. So yeah, I don't know.
So sorry, Brian, just going back a bit. This guy was a chef on the Queen Elizabeth.
He is one of the chefs on the Queen Elizabeth II, and he was off on his rotation off. He was running this stall. Van. Yeah, it was like a burger van, I think, one of the pizza vans or something like
that. That's pretty bizarre. That's like Richie Sunak selling beer at the Starlight Bar at Detectable. That's quite bizarre, isn't it? But I suppose it's in his blood, and he wants to make a bit of money. He knows there's margin in food. So
that's like Paul from The Chase actually selling curried food in an Indian restaurant, isn't it?
Or Rodney Cook. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll be doing the rallies again next year. I'll probably only do one or two. I'll probably just do Rodney Cook and Detectable again. I think 3 in a row was pretty intense for
me. I bet it was.
It was for everyone. 2 was bad enough.
So there was an advert in ArkMD mag, or it was an article actually, Rodney Cook and Detectable, showing your relinquentry box and a few other. Yeah, look at that. Go on, can you? I've seen it in the flesh, but I was too scared to touch it.
Hold on, let me put it on big screen.
This one's not finished yet. This is one being made for a customer right now. It's still got the little panels at the front to put on.
Can you open it, please? Is there a pot in it?
There's not a pot in there. There's one printing at the moment. There's actually one printed to the right of me right now. I'm trying to move it.
The question is, will it be finished? But no, it won't be finished by the end of the show, will it?
No.
No, that's got another 5.5 hours to print.
Well, I won't waiting that long, Brian.
But yeah, that was you guys did a nice article for me in the magazine. That was much appreciated.
And that was actually written by Derek Sherwin, who's watching in the chat tonight. Himself and Angela combined came up with something for us. So we appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, those who don't know anything about 3D printing, it's not like something from Star Trek where you sort of scan something and then it prints it in like 30 seconds. Brian has to draw it in CAD software, don't you, Brian? And then convert it into a code. I think it's G code, isn't it? Is it G code?
G code. So you get an STL file usually, and then the STL file is converted into a language the computer, the printer can understand in terms of X, Y, and Z axis, and then it does the rest itself.
And that can take. What's the longest? Because we're talking potentially hours for, I don't know, the pot you're printing at the moment, off the top of my head. 3 hours?
On these free printers, see these little ones, these are quite old technology now, but a pot on them would take about 7 hours. If I was to put that on the big one, that would take about 3.
Yeah.
It's a different type of printer, operates a lot faster. But the longest print or the longest thing that I sell is the Grand Colosseum display. I don't actually have one here at the moment, and it takes the better part of 4 days. Yeah, that's probably the biggest one.
I've got mine here, but I haven't even plugged it in yet, so I still don't know if it works or not.
No. If you want to see, Bryan hasn't got. Bryan hasn't got all his stuff on him, but if you scan that with your phone, if you're on your laptop or tablet or Commodore 64, that will take you to his website, or you can just go to Google Monarch, Monarch Designs, and you'll see the amazing amount of stuff Bryan's got there. And I will just say, it's not just all pots and relinquent. It's things like this, which you kindly printed that for me. It's a bit dirty at the moment, and you've got a clock as well, Dave.
So have you, Adrian?
You've got one as well, haven't you?
Yeah, but he's got it. He's got it. And that comes with the foam and everything, but it doesn't come with a rabbit's foot. No, a chicken's foot that I found a while back. But you're developing new ones of those as well, because you seem to be evolving, listening to your customers, and when they come back with feedback, you're changing the designs, aren't you?
Yeah, I prefer to send stuff out. I mean, I've got 3 guys who sort of do tests for me. I've got Bevan, Mark, and Derek, and they sort of test stuff for me now and again. But I want people to sort of understand that it's not just people who know me really well who test my stuff and say, "Yeah, it's amazing, Bryan." I'll send stuff out to likes of Dave. He's just tested one of my pods for me, the new sort of rugged pods. He's given me some good feedback. There it is. That's one of them. That's the old style. So you've got
the old style. The other one's in the car.
So it's a bit more. It's flatter. It's less susceptible to getting dirt on it. It's made of a tougher material. There you go. And I like people to be as honest as possible, really, and see if there is anything wrong with it, then please feel free and post that on the page, because then I can say I've done this to change it. Yep, little fibula mounts.
I don't need those.
Nor do I.
No. Yeah, I have a bit of trouble finding fibulas. I can find everything else but fibulas. So, Bryan, with all this that's going on, how on earth do you have time to go out detecting?
I don't. I was meant to go out last week, and I've got a Sunday set aside this week. But I'm going to be completely honest, I completely forgot about tonight being on the show until I looked at my Facebook page, like literally 8:05, and I was like, shit. So I stopped packing stuff up, and I jumped on. This Sunday will probably be reserved for packing orders up and shipping them out there. I haven't been out in about a month now, almost a month now.
Wow. You must be getting itchy feet.
I keep thinking there's a Cylon behind you, Bryan.
We've got a good permission over in we've got a good permission over in Cambridge, and we finally got back on that last month, but it didn't produce as much as we hoped. But there you go, that's what it is.
And do you make some travelling to go down to Cambridge? Where do you actually live?
I live a little town called Chedgrave, which is 15 minutes west of Norwich, in between sort of Norwich and Lowestoft.
Oh, not far then. Not that far. Lowestoft, Pleasurewood Hills, biggest day out ever. You can meet Woody.
It's a bit grim.
What?
Yeah. It's the Norfolk version of Alton Towers, but not quite Alton Towers. It's got a big bear called Woody. Well, it did in 1982 when I went, but I think it's still there. It is still there, isn't it? Pleasurewood Hills.
It is. Sure. It's a bit run down. Mind you, all of Lowestoft's a bit run down, to be fair.
Yeah. So, Bryan, with your products, is it worth getting? Shall I get Bryan's website up, Dave, just so people can look at it?
It's always a good idea.
Even though they have hopefully got a computer, because they're watching the show.
Send you a couple of photos, Dave, of something I'm working on. Someone's actually asked about it in the chat. you might want to take a look. That's one of the newest things that I'm
So,
working on at the moment.
so I mean, there's so much stuff on there. I'll ignore that. Some magazine that people don't read. What's this? So, just to explain this loyal lion.
Loyal Lion. So that was a reward scheme that I brought about right at the start of Monarch Designs. So for every order you place, you get a little sticker, and you place it on your card. It's evolved a bit now, but you place it on your card, and after 5 orders, you get a free coaster set. So any of the coaster sets on the website, you get for free. You pick one, and you get it totally free. It's evolved a bit now, so all the loyalty schemes done through the website. So even just by signing up to the website, visiting the website once a week, you'll accrue points. Making purchases gets you points, and then after a certain amount of time, you've got, say, I think it's about 300 or 400 points, you can get a Coliseum for free. You can get a basketball display for free. So it's worthwhile doing. I mean, I've got to add more rewards to it this week. But yeah, it will eventually grow into more and more different types of rewards.
Have you got some products on offer at the moment?
We've got nothing's on offer, but we've got an Xmas Christmas discount code, 15% discount code, which we only run once a year in November. But are the usual group discount codes, which only get 10%. November, for the whole of November, if you put in Xmas 15 at checkout, it gets you 15% off your entire order. I've got another little, you just reminded me about the cabinets there. I've got a little game coming up soon called Cabinet Wars.
Oh.
So people who will, like this, who will post pictures of their cabinet, and then the most voted picture will get a special sort of prize. And that's run twice a year.
Wow. How many products do you actually do? There's a lot, isn't there?
There's about, off the top of my head, there's about 60 to 70 in total different products.
Wow.
And that changes because
Adrian, can you go back one, please? Because there's one obviously quite prominent given the time of the year, the War Remembrance display.
That's the one. Yeah, there's actually an offer on this one at the moment. So with every purchase of that one, you can use the Christmas code on this one as well, get 50% off. You get 2 free poppies, poppy key rings as well.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's cool. And
that.
I think I've got one right here. Hold on.
Oh, do you know what? It's really good because 45 quid. And that runs off a 9-volt battery as well. Oh, that's pretty cool.
This is where Adrian starts getting all excited again.
Yeah, Google Pay. Oh, I'll buy that.
Yeah, I don't actually have it wired up yet, but there's one right there ready to go. And then I'll take that out. Hold it up to the light.
Wow, look at flipping ding dong. Look at all those.
You can't see it until the lights turned on at the back. That illuminates that. It's got a lighter pin, and it illuminates the image and brings out all the details. So.
Awesome, that.
I
could go on. I won't bore people. But I'm
gonna bore you now because I'm gonna do show and tell because he sent me some images of something that he's currently working on. So
this particular thing, I paid someone quite a bit of money to make because it's way beyond my skill set to model anything like this. So he's done the basic helmet design, and then when he sent me the files, the detail on the helmet, not this detail you see here because I've redone this, the detail was shocking. You couldn't print it, so I've spent a little bit of time, and I've actually redid the detail on all these panels with the people fighting and the horses. So it's a bit painstaking because each of the panels, they have to be molded to the helmet in a program called Blender, which takes some time. But I'm hoping to have that finished probably in the next sort of month or two.
Is that going to be actual size?
Yeah, there's going to be a wearable version and there's going to be a miniature version as well. So on the website, there's a new section called
helmets.
Helmets, that's the one. Yep.
I was just thinking, Dave.
What?
Miniature helmets. If you go on miniature helmets, you'll see the two helmets which are on there at the moment, and there'll be a miniature one as well.
Dave, is Bryan the first person to send you pictures of his helmet? No answer. Move on. I know someone who.
I've got to say, it's the biggest helmet I've had a picture sent. Very well polished.
So, Bryan, do you work on your helmet in the evenings, or do you?
I do. I polish it. I polish it quite well.
We've had a lot on this show, double entendres, Dave, and we've never had helmet.
No, we've not, and I'm sure it's going to pop up quite regularly. Is the helmet?
Yes. Those listening on the podcast, Bryan is 3D printing a replica helmet, and
of the Sutton Hoo helmet.
Yes. So, Bryan, that is amazing. And I'll be honest with you, if you were going to go to someone and ask to have that recreated, that would cost possibly thousands of pounds with the amount of time you're going to put into it. I know someone straight away, Dave, who would buy that. You know, don't you?
Yes.
I paid a guy in Africa to make it, and it didn't cost thousands. It was about 200 quid he took off me. And I'm ending up having to do most of the work myself and redo it. So lesson learned.
Yeah.
There's a song by the Spitting Image about that. So I've never met a nice South African. The B-side to the
they're all a bunch of
Gurdy song.
Yeah. So when will that potentially be available, Bryan?
Well, I'm actually going to shut the store in December for a month, and that's going to give me time to finish some of that side stuff for myself. There's a big sort of Star Trek starship up there, which I'm going to finish. And
you a Trekkie?
I'm a Trekkie. I love
this
Star
is why
Trek.
me and you get on.
Hold on.
That's why he's got the outfit on.
Look, that's why he wears Lieutenant. Oh, it's the Defiant.
You didn't print that.
That is something else.
You didn't print that, Bryan.
Oh, let me get full screen.
That's 3D printed.
Bryan, bring it back.
Hold on. Show you this one.
Is Worf in it? Oh. Are you having a separate piece at the front?
Yeah.
To complete it.
It's going to be about a metre long when it's finished.
Is it Voyager or?
That's Voyager, yeah.
Yeah. Look at me now, my stuff.
Each section of that ship takes about 2 days to print.
I still prefer Blake 7.
Oh.
You're right, Dave.
I'm so jealous. But they are just phenomenal.
It is.
Bryan actually likes me more because I knew what they were.
Well,
because Monarch Designs is so busy, I don't really get time to work on stuff like this. But yeah, I can do pretty much any Star Trek ship, and my plan is to have a whole fleet of them, but it's going to be years away before I end up print them all. So.
Bryan, before you got a 3D printer, what the hell did you do in your evenings?
Spent time with the wife and kids. Don't do that anymore. But yeah.
Stephen Brain wants you to do the full DS9.
I just watched a lot of rubbish TV like anyone, and went out to Techno at the weekend and had fun. Now I'm stuck in at the weekends printing. I enjoy doing it anyway, but printing orders and shipping them out.
Yeah. Oh, K9. No, K9's from Doctor Who, Bomsey, I think, isn't he? K9, the dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was from Doctor Who.
K9
Baker's mate.
Yeah, I had a K9, little one. You can pick them up still. So, Bryan, those who potentially want to order something, what is the lead time at the moment on, for example, if I said to you, I would like one of these or 4 of these off you with Blake 7 logo on, roughly what can people expect?
Well, regardless of the size of the order, whether it's a simple coin stand or a big castle display, the orders lead time's 2 weeks at the moment.
Okay, that's
2 weeks
that's
for
fair enough.
everything. I'm shutting the store on December 1st for a month, just to give myself a bit of a break, get out detecting, and then I'll be reopening again on the 1st of January. I've just sent you a picture, Dave, of K9 from.
You have. I've got to open
And I
it
can't
now.
print that. Yeah.
Not of your helmet.
Not of my
No,
helmet.
it's somewhere about dog in. There's a dog in.
K9.
Yeah,
dog.
there was a really mad period about a week ago where about 200 people joined the page, and it was at first I thought the page was being spammed, like the Facebook group, because we had all these random people from all over the world joining. But I think the advert for sort of Monarch Designs has made its way into some sort of foreign group. They're all genuine people, but
Yeah, well, I think that's the big detecting show, Dave, isn't it?
I'd hope to
100%. Yeah, because we've got 2 viewers in Kazakhstan, 1 in Argentina, although he's deaf, and we've got someone in the Isle of Wight, I think, as well. So that could be potentially.
And we've got one of the regular viewers in Anglesey.
Yes,
I've been sending stuff to like Croatia and all these weird random countries now.
And there, yeah, got them there. Our studio, actually, yeah, we have a studio in Croatia. We haven't been there yet, but yeah. I just wondered if anyone's got any questions for Bryan regarding sort of any sort of things they feel that's missing in the hobby that no one's 3D printed. Because obviously Bryan does pinpointer holders. Actually, that's what I was going to ask you, Bryan. Have you ever thought with the different types of material for 3D printers now, you can, I was seeing the other day, you can have magnetic, you can have sort of rubberized, you can have metallic. Have you thought about doing like a mini digger, like a digging tool?
I don't think 3D printing's quite there yet in terms of having things like digging tools. And a while back, Nathan from Blackadder asked me to design a sand scoop for him, 3D printed sand scoop. And even if he printed it out of carbon fiber, it just wouldn't stand up. I mean, it's the very nature of 3D printing, you print in layers. So it's not like an injection molded. And those layers themselves will be a weak point. So depending on how you print and what orientation you print in, at some point there will be a weak point that will snap. Which is why I haven't done anything like that.
Will Way's got a question. Scotty B has asked, can you make him a new car or a selection of furniture? Yeah, that'd be quite nice. Yeah, that's. I mean, you could probably print the whole lot on one bed of your printer in one go. So
I did print a car spoiler for my brother. That took a while.
Bloody hell! Don't tell Adrian that, for God's sake. Adrian's getting a new car, and now he's going to say, "Ooh, a spoiler! Ooh, that'll take me back." Bryan, do you think you can make a 1980s Mercedes
Maestro spoiler?
Blah 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 spoiler for me, please.
It's funny you should say that because I've got an old RAV4 Mark 1 that I use for detecting, and on the roof there's these metal bits to put the roof rack, and I haven't got a roof rack on it, and water gets in there, and I was like, I don't want to put tape over it. And the car's 20 years old. I'm not exactly going to be able to buy it from Halfords or Toyota. And someone has drawn it, and it's on what's the Prusa thing? Prusables, is it?
Printables.
Yeah, printables. Someone's designed it on there and uploaded it. So I just printed it off somewhere, not work, and put it in, and it fitted perfectly. But yeah, there's
3 websites I use: Printables, Thingiverse, and Cults 3D, and there's thousands upon thousands of models on there you can print off. You have to be a bit careful though, because depending on the license in which the original user uploads it, you can then resell it commercially. So a lot of people do it. A lot of people don't really care and just sell whatever they want. But I've always been of the mindset that you don't print anything which has a commercial license on it. Sorry, it doesn't have a commercial license on it.
Wayne Rowlands asked, could you make 3D war medals?
Depending on the type of war medal, yeah, I probably could.
There you go, Wayne.
Oh,
You can get all sorts of weird and wonderful materials now. You can get plastic infused with copper, plastic infused with iron, and stainless steel. It's mad what you can get now.
Yeah.
one question that popped up in the chat. Someone said about your electricity bill.
Minimal. At the start, I had all the printers connected to a 3D energy monitoring plug, and I worked it out. Each printer, if I ran it 24 hours a day without a break, it would only cost an extra £10 a month.
Yeah, that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the orders and the business pays for itself, really. So don't even think about it now. I think if you have, go on.
Do you envisage in the future? I know you'd never earn potentially as much as what you do in your real job. But if you did win the lottery now, would you carry on doing this because you enjoy it and chuck work in?
I don't know, because I don't know if anyone from my job's watching at the moment.
That's why I asked it, because there's a guy in there from BP or somewhere. No, but yeah.
I've, just like anyone, it's got something that they love doing. I think if I won the lottery, I'd love to buy a whole shop full of 3D printers and just do this, because it beats working out in the cold, and yeah, that's what I love doing. So yeah, probably would.
Stephen Brame asks, how can he submit a design like his logo for a coin pod?
I've got an email address, so it's monarchdesignsuk@gmail.com. I have put a hold on custom logos at the moment until at least on after Christmas, because of the amount of time they take to design or convert into a 3D format. And it all really depends on the complexity of the logo as well. So I'm actually doing one for a customer right now, which is a sort of Celtic boss, which is quite simple. So yeah, contact me again. You can certainly submit the photo now, but it won't be until after Christmas when I actually start working on it.
Any particular format?
PNG, SVG, JPEG, doesn't really matter. I'll upscale it anyway, make it high resolution, then I can upload it into Photoshop and work on it.
He's just said words then, didn't he, Adrian?
Do you know what EPS stands for, Brian?
Let me Google it. I've heard of it. It's a vector format, isn't it?
Encapsulated PostScript. Do you know what JPEG stands for? Do you know what JPEG stands for? Joint Photographic Experts Group. And it was originally invented by workers who worked for Kodak. I thought it's true. And they tried to sue the guys who developed it because they left Kodak. Brian, what's your dream printer? Will Way says.
Probably another 5 of them. Another 5 of them. They're brilliant machines.
What's that?
That's a Bamboo X1 Carbon. So it's unlike these ones. These ones are called bed slingers. Whereas this, they actually print on a bed and the nozzle moves up. Whereas this one, the nozzle stays stationary and the bed moves down, so it actually prints down. But these are fantastic printers. They print at probably 3 times the speed that these ones do. Just the same quality. And I don't think there's anything really out there which can match them at the moment, unless you're spending thousands upon thousands of pounds. Prusa make a new printer now called the Prusa XL, but it's about £3,000, £2 to £3,000, I think. So yeah, I'd love to own one of them, but there's nothing that can do which that one can't.
I've got a Prusa XL at work. I've got one at work, an XL Prusa XL. It's amazing.
Mine's an XYZ.
Yeah, multi-head, and we use it at work for prototyping and also production runs, small production runs. And if I could afford one, because the girl who uses it with me, she used to use the Prusa 3S and the whatever, and she said the XL does so much stuff automatically. And we've been running it now for about 150 hours, and touch wood, nothing's gone wrong. So
between these 3 small ones here, there's probably about 4 years worth of print time on them already. and they just run like workhorses. We don't stop. But if I go back to when I first started, I had an Ender 3 V2. It was a cheap Chinese printer. The bed leveling on it was all done manually with wheels and a bit of paper, and my stress level shot up through the roof, nearly through the damn thing out the window. Then I sold that and I bought these, and everything was done automatic. But then I bought this one here, the big one, and it does everything itself. You pretty much just load the file on, walk away, come home at night, and the print's done. Even the colour changes are all automatic. So,
when a print is complete, Brian, does it sort of like knock it out the way or anything? Or does
no, these ones don't.
And you have to move?
Yeah, there's a guy who's designed a little arm which pushes the print off the plate and it starts a new one. But that's a bit too much for me. I don't think you can knock that off a printer with a little arm.
Aaron Lee Wood, yes, this is another live stream you've caught. You've come a bit late. We've been on the show now for 3 years every Thursday, but welcome. This is Bryan Goodsir Thompson from Monarch Designs, and we're talking about his 3D printing. And yes, Adrian's pointing to the QR code, which if you're listening on a podcast, you can't click on.
Monarch Designs.
MonarchDesignsUK.co.uk.
Monarch Designs, or just Google it. Monarch Designs.
Anne's brought the reliquary box to a Tempest meeting, and I was gobsmacked. I was very gobsmacked by it. I didn't. It looked great. It looked great on picture, but actually seeing it in reality was a sort of stop Dave speaking moment, which is hard.
Has that gone well, Brian? Have you sold many of those?
I've sold about. When they launched in January, I sold 30 within the first 3 months. And each one takes about a week to print. So that's all I was printing for the first 4 months of this year was just reliquary boxes. I've had a couple of orders since then. It sort of died off a little bit. I probably sold about maybe 50 in total.
Wow. Okay. That's it. And have you got any products in stock?
The only products I keep in stock are the little individual coin stands, tiny little ones, because I find that they sell quite a lot of. So it's always best to keep a stock of them. Everything else is print on demand. So, for example, I've got 11 open orders right now, and some of them won't be dispatched for another 2 weeks because it's just going to take so much time to print what I've ordered.
Cool.
But at the moment, I've got Holy Grail pot printing. I've just finished. I was telling you about the little. Where are you? There you go. I was telling you about the little panels on the front of the box to print.
Yeah.
That's finished. They need to come off the bed now. So this is. They need to come off, be processed. Basically, they'll get all this rubbish trimmed off.
Fantastic.
It's quite hard to see, but they will be tidied up and then loaded onto the box, and then they'll be sent out to the customer probably on Friday.
Wow. So head over to Brian's website and have a look. But get your orders in quick, or wait till the new year because he's bound to have a sale.
Yeah, the website. There is a new website as well. It was actually Jordan from Dragon Detecting managed to top me over to Shopify. And he helped me design the website because it was an absolute nightmare to operate Shopify for the first couple of weeks.
Aaron Lee Wood said, if you ever decide to print off, and this has lost me completely, Raspberry Pi Zero NAS cases, I would be interested. No idea what he's on about.
Raspberry Pi Zero NAS cases. Hold on a sec.
The only Raspberry Pi I know is that something that you eat with a bit of cream on.
Is that what's running your printer behind that little LED screen, LCD screen behind?
There.
Yeah, that's a Raspberry Pi, isn't it? That's running the printer.
No, that's a built-in touchscreen on the printer itself.
I
used to have Raspberry Pis printing these ones, powering these ones, so I could remote in remotely and find out how they were going. But I found them quite unreliable. There was a lot of Python code you had to learn to sort of get them installed, and it just wasn't worth my time, really.
Just a quick one, Pomsey. he's asked what was the discount code, please.
It's Xmas 15. So I'll just put it in chat. Yeah, that's it, Xmas 15. So if you add whatever you want to your basket and go to checkout and just put that in, it gets you 15% off.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Marvelous.
Right. Have you got any more questions for Bryan, David?
No, and Bryan will be departing shortly because he's got to go and see Mrs. Goodsir Thompson, I'm sure.
No, I'm going to go and pack some more orders.
And then go and see Mrs. Goodsir Thompson. As she's fallen asleep, say, good night, my darling.
You could 3D printer a model of you and just sit it in the lounge, couldn't you?
I could just print my head, like a horse's head on the pillow type thing.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't think you've got a head like a horse, Bryan. I think you're quite charming.
He's the man who sends you pictures of his helmet.
His helmet, yes.
Polished helmet.
Yes. Let us know how it goes with the helmet, Dave. Bryan.
As soon as you print that out, Bryan, send us some pictures. We'd love to see that.
With your helmet.
What one's that? The Voyager?
Well, the Voyager definitely for me, but the Anglo-Saxon helmet.
Yeah, so I did a little test piece because what I wanted to make sure was that when I print these off quite small, that the detail would actually come out. So I printed off a little sort of one of the plates, and it came out really well. So the only issue with the helmet is because of the amount of detail in it. Like, for example, something like this doesn't have much detail.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it does, but it doesn't. So you can use what's called a 0.4mm nozzle. But if something's got a lot of detail in it, you need to go to a smaller nozzle, which is 0.2. And that increases the print times. So that, for example, a full scale size Anglo-Saxon Sutton Hoo helmet will probably take about 2 to 3 days to print.
Wow.
Just on itself. And because I'll probably print it on, I keep doing that printer there, that can do silver and gold in the same layer. So it's quite funny because every time it does a layer change, a colour change on the same layer, it actually puts a little bit of filament out the back. There's a little
shitting machine.
It does. It shits out the back. It's got a little pip chute, and you have to empty it every so often.
I have to do that with me as well, Bryan. Anyway, let's let yourself get off, Bryan. Don't forget, click the QR code if you do want to have a look more of his stock before the end of the night, or go to Monarch Designs
UK.
.co.uk. monarchdesignsk.co.uk. Or obviously you can find Monarch Designs on Facebook or other social media channels as well.
Or Google it.
Thank you very much for having me again, guys. Much appreciated.
No, thank you for coming on, Bryan. It's a pleasure as ever, and it's a long way away, but look forward to seeing you at the events next year.
Yeah, yes. Definitely. Hopefully I'll get to one of the spring ones or the ones in the early year this time.
Right. So will I.
Look forward to seeing you again, Bryan.
You take care. Good luck, Bryan.
Cheers, mate.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Isn't he lovely?
I think it's a front. I saw strands from his head. I don't think it's him.
You don't think it's a 3D printed Bryan?
That's why he wore that
top. How does he move his mouth?
That's all computers and everything.
CGI.
I don't trust anything he says. He's robotic. He's got to be robotic. The amount of stuff he prints and designs, it freaks me out because you go on his website and you look at it.
He said it's his wife that moves his mouth.
I saw a hand.
That happens to all of us.
A bit like Fodder's thing, Muppet puppet. Yes. Anyway, we've got Gareth Howard in the chat. I know my mum could do with a new loft hatch 3D printing. I didn't know Tony damaged that, Dave. Oh, he did, didn't he? Because when the police were called, they had to break it open, didn't they?
Yeah,
sorry, Gareth.
He struggled, didn't he? He was struggling.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, he was like grabbing it. I remember now. The police were telling, because in court when they said about it, they said they struggled to get him out through the loft hatch. 9 days Tony Kaywood was up there. up in Gareth Howard's mum's loft.
And do you know what? Did you hear what he said
doesn't.
originally? He was trying to catch all the wasps in the wasp's nest there.
And he tried running away. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Gareth.
Very slowly.
Any new viewers to the show, we did have a section of the show, Who's in Gareth's Mum's Loft. And I was going to say we had to stop it because the last guest, who's in the chat, I think, Tony, caused a few issues and wouldn't come out, would he? He used it as a toilet and everything, and there was a lot of broken sherry bottles, was it, Dave?
Yes,
in the loft?
yes, there was. And don't forget as well, we have another new segment, and we're just waiting on you, dear viewer, dear listener, to get in touch by thebigdetectiveshow.com. Yes, detecting confessions, much like Simon Mayo's confessions, but with a lot less religion.
Yes, and all you need to do is head over to, I've forgotten where, how do they do it? They go to bigdetectiveshow.com and they leave us a voice message on the homepage. Scroll down. Shall I show people, Dave?
Why not? And don't forget, when you do leave your voicemail, you don't have to say who you are. You don't even have to put the details. You can put Peter Pan.
You don't have to put your email address or anything. So that's our Christmas cracker giveaway, which is a jerry can full of things for the composite cleaning pencil. It's full of really good stuff. And then there's 3 prizes there. You can enter for free. No questions. You can do that. There's a couple of idiots. And then here, you can leave us a voice message. All you have to do, it doesn't work. Ignore that. I will fix that tonight. I've lost the link on there. Where am I? I've got to fix that. Here you are.
And then, of course, we also have this little doozy.
Right. It's that time where...
What time is this, Adrian?
It's the time where I ask our viewers to guess... hit the right button. I will do that, and then I will do that. So this is my wall, and this is for you all. And on here, we have a hidden artifact, and people need to pick a number to see who can win it. Do you know what? I'm going to be generous tonight, Dave. Well, no, I'm not. Before Christmas, you know, when we do the Christmas prize draw,
yeah,
whoever wins this will win a prize, and it will be a prize that will be very good.
Like Simon Dempsey says 13.
Yeah. That sums up his life, really, doesn't it?
Dominic Tomczyk says 20. The lovely Mr. Dan Goldborn says 12. Is it a Paleolithic hand axe?
Who the hell picked that?
Me.
No.
Got it. Number 11, Andy Rees.
Ooh.
I've lost my trail now. Hold on. Mia, number 10. John Clayton, 24.
Sorry, John.
Roman Stylus.
No.
Carl Ellis, no, 19.
All those that remember the war.
Roman Scribes, Broken Horse's Bit.
No.
Stephen Spence, 22.
It's not Brian's helmet.
Carl Ellis, 15.
Hi, Carl. Hope you're well.
Medieval finger ring.
No.
Roman nose ring.
No.
Roman bull ring.
No.
Michael Jarvis, 3.
Oh.
Is it a Iron Age turret ring?
No.
Lee Scratch Perrin, 18. Finger ring from the Bronze Age.
No. It's not an easy one.
Andy Kerridge says number 2. Stephen Brain says a torque.
No.
Adrian McStraw says an annular brooch.
Hi, Adrian. No. I think from what we've got, we can see what it is.
Amaya says 16.
You got to think of the size. So,
Carl Ellis, 14. A lip ring.
Lip ring? No.
One of them, I think, that goes in your mouth to make the mouths bigger.
I don't think they find those.
Celtic irony money.
No.
Irony money, sorry.
No.
I couldn't even understand what that word was then. Number 26.
Someone got close.
Chai. Lunalar. Roman necklace.
Part of that's right.
Roman talk. Celtic
No,
bracelet.
It is Roman.
Chainmail.
A bit of it's broken. I'll give you a clue. Shall I just reveal it?
I think for the first time, Adrian, you got a toothpick. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, no more guesses. Adrian is going to reveal what it is. An earring. Somebody did say earring, Adrian, I'm sure.
No, they said nose ring or lip ring. Yes. So, yes. Well, thank you all for having a go, and thank you for the
earrings. John Clayton said earrings.
Oh, did he? Sorry, I didn't. I can't see it because I.
Sorry, John, I missed that one. So well done to John.
Well done, John. So yeah, a bit of fun there, and hopefully people enjoy looking at that. I must admit, I sadly, well, it's not sad, is it? I go on the PAS database when I'm bored at work and at lunchtime, of course, not in working time, and I flick through things. I think, oh, that's interesting, and I thought it was a ball ring at first, and it was a Roman earring. So yes. Gareth Howard, Pat Butcher's. No, I think it was her mother's. So she might have handed it down, but I'm not sure.
Butchermus.
Yes. Anyway, we were talking about that, and we were going to talk about something else. I can't remember what it was.
I'm trying. Let me just see if he's responded. I have contacted somebody to come on as a guest in the very near future because... no, he hasn't responded as yet. Somebody contacted you and asked for somebody to be a good guest on the show, wouldn't they? You forgot again, haven't you?
Yes.
Si Fines?
Yeah.
So tell us about why she wanted to have Si on the show.
So I will actually get the electronic mail message up.
Gary Cook says if you're bored tomorrow, he needs to call you, Adrian. You're very busy tomorrow, aren't you? Very, very busy.
I'll tell you what, I've got. I'm moving house, Gary. I'm moving house. I've got 2 funerals and a wedding. No, yeah, of course you can. Preferably after 5 p.m, if that's okay, Gary. Yes.
So Anthony Mims says, thank you, Adrian. He's actually got one and he never knew what it was until he's just shown that on Adrian's wall.
Oh, my Lord, I've actually helped someone. That is very bizarre. That's very kind. Thank you. It was from Donna Martin, who was very polite and saying she loves watching the show.
Yes, thank you very much for that, Donna, and contacting us, of course.
thank you, through the bigdetectingshow.com, go to contact us. So on the 25th of November, Si finds Simon Bourne, as he's known, big YouTuber on mudlarking, and he's a metal detectorist, really nice guy, doesn't live too far from me. On the 25th of November, he's actually purchased 20 old detectors, and he wants people to go out and have a play with them on the beach. What beach it is, I don't know, but it's possibly Southend Beach. It could be Clacton, could be Frinton, but potentially Essex area. I don't know, but it could be. And Donna basically said that it'd be nice if we got him on the show to talk about how he got on, which I think will be really good, because some old machines aren't great on the beach, some are good. But quite a bit of retro recycling on detecting there. So yeah, hopefully Simon came on actually, before I forget, to talk about, oh gosh, I've forgotten his name, legend in metal detecting, Dave.
The Wolf.
No.
John Wells.
No. It's a really good YouTube video if I can find it. If you subscribe to Sci Finds on YouTube, especially, or his Facebook page, he's got a video on there. Someone will, if Dan's watching, he'll know in the chat. He wrote for Treasure Hunting magazine. He was on BBC TV in the 70s detecting, and I loved it because he wore a blazer, shirt, smart trousers, and smart shoes, and he was a mudlarker as well. But yeah, so we're going to try and get him on the show to talk about how that went, metal detecting with ancient detectors.
Look forward to that. Hopefully he does respond. If anybody does know him personally, if you could give him a shout and tell him I've messaged him on Facebook. If he'd get back in touch, that would be delightful. Thank you.
I've got his mobile number. I could call him. Sorry, I didn't say that.
Thanks, Adrian.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll WhatsApp him. Yes, Gareth, he remembers the show. It was fantastic. I've forgotten.
He sat in it, didn't he? Sit in a high-backed chair
with like a fire.
Somebody was thrown away, and he was like, "I'm having that," and it was just like,
I'm
amazing.
Sorry, I've got to find it because I'm like that. Because it's John. It's someone called John. He's written so many things.
Webb?
No. It was a long time ago.
Smith.
Anyway, chat amongst yourselves, everyone.
Ginger Dave, says Dan.
No. Dan, it's he was on television. He wrote for the magazine.
You've said all that.
Yeah.
He had the blazer and trousers and smart shoes.
Yeah, he was on the BBC. Oh, what the hell?
Didn't he have carrier bags on his feet, says Gareth Howard? Yes, that's right. Remember that.
It was about 2 years ago he came on the show, and it was one of my favourite shows ever.
Why don't
John
you
Webb,
like...
with John Webb?
I said John Webb.
There's people in the hobby who don't go on social media and keep quiet and keep themselves to themselves, and he would have done if he was still alive today. Sadly, he passed away, whoever, I've forgotten the name I'm talking about. But Si picked up on this and actually interviewed him in his home and found thousands of finds, and he photographed all his finds. He put the location and everything. I think I've nearly found it, Dave. I don't like being quiet. I will.
Dan
David
again has said John Webb, as I've repeated constantly, but Dan said John Webb.
Yeah, it's John Webb. It is John Webb. Sorry.
Do you have to say it 3 times before it gets in?
That's it. Yes, I've got it here. Treasure hunt. So it's John Webb. I'm sure.
Really? God.
No, hang on. Oh, I don't. Oh, hang on. Yes. So his friend John Webb, he literally wrote the book on treasure hunting. He spent a lifetime searching England for its history in the form of metal detecting, mudlarking, diving, and there's some really good things about how he dived off London Bridge, bottle digging, gold hunting, and much more. he actually used to travel to Scotland in the 70s and go gold panning in like a suit. But yeah, John Webb, metal detecting, sci-fi, Google it on YouTube because it is a really good watch. And Size edited it and videoed it so well. So yeah, I recommend that. But hopefully he's going to come on the show, so I'll get in touch with him. Whew. Sorry. Have you frozen again?
No, it's just been
suffering sabotage. Anyway,
so well, this weekend you're taking the Router Salter 71 and the Deep Tech Vista,
and the Router's Versa,
and the Versa,
because I'm going to take
the new one.
I forget. Yeah,
A-Trek is the middle one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's the middle one.
I'm going to go out of analog. I'll tell you what I'm going to take as well. I've forgotten the name of that. I think I've got Detecting Dementia. Tesoro, I'm going to take a Tesoro as well, which runs off a 9-volt battery, which Dan kindly lent me. I'm going to take that. It's not got much depth and it has trouble with iron, from what I recall. But yeah, I'm going to go out and, normally I'll go out and detect if I'm not reviewing a detector. If I'm just going out for free time, I'll take 2 or 3 machines and have a little play. Interesting how they come up. So yeah, I'm going to have a proper play this weekend. Andrew Reese, Adrian, are you moving far? Is Gary still in the chat?
Probably.
Yes. If he is, I am moving a long way, and I've got 2 funerals and a wedding tomorrow. If you're watching Gary Cook. But no, Gary, call me after 5. We can talk about things. Rodney Cook had their presentation thing with the hospital last week.
Yes, they did. They did, yeah.
£103,000 made from Rodney Cook, for those who don't know, this year, which is a lot of money for a hobby. And it did hit it hit the BBC News regionally, but it's just a shame it didn't hit it nationally, because we need some good stuff in our hobby. We were on the TV, yeah, regionally, I think, Gary, yeah. But I don't get where you live.
Farmers Weekly TV.
No, it was on BBC News. But XP machine. Yes, Stephen, interesting. So the XP... I've got memory problems tonight. Extreme. I had a couple of months ago now, didn't it? When it, Dave? I got the Extreme, XP Extreme.
Before detectable.
Really easy to use. A lot less complicated than a Deus 2. Not that Deus 2 I think is complicated, but probably the hardest part is putting it together. I was in the field and it was windy, and all I had was a printout because it's still early days of the instructions. But put it together, took 5 minutes, took it apart in 1 minute. But yeah, went out, actually got some good deep targets. But the problem is I didn't really fancy digging 6 foot or whatever to see what was down there. But it was picking up old pipe work, and it did pick up an old building. But it's one of those machines I
How did you know it was pipe work, and how did you know it was an old building?
Well, because I followed it from the edge of the field to the other side of the field where there was a stream. But it was a runoff or some kind of thing.
Yeah.
The building on one of my permissions, right near a church, which I'm fortunate with, which is a medieval church, very old church. On Google Earth, on the date, the dates you can switch back on Google Earth. I think out of 10, 15 years, 13 years showed nothing. And then the early LiDAR sort of view showed an outline, and a lot of stuff's come up there. And me and my mate went on it, and we picked up basically the outline of the building. But we know there's a lot going on there. But the issue is I didn't really want to dig down 6 foot, and I don't think the landowner would have liked that. So yeah, it's a good value machine for those who want to research sites, and it was really easy to use. I actually overcomplicated it, I think, because I wore Crocs, took my phone out of my pocket, took my piercings off.
Took your belt off, nearly got arrested.
I did take my belt off, and my trousers kept coming down. James got very excited. He offered to pull them up 3 times, but what do you do? But yeah, the Extreme. Is it like GeoFizz? What is quite cool is it records, so you can go back over where you've walked and look, not massively in detail. But
talking of GeoFizz, Adrian, we've got James Barnes coming on in December, who does a lot of GeoFizz and obviously metal detecting, and he's one of the Teapot Massive from Detectable, and he'll be talking about all the GeoFizz stuff that he does, and probably about the Teapot Massive.
Yeah, because
we need Teapot Massive t-shirts made.
I think if they'll be there at next year's Detectable, because that went down very, very well. Just one quick thing with the Extreme. Deus brought out an update last month before, for the Deus 2 controller, which doesn't make much difference. But if you've got the Extreme, you just plug it in and link it up. So you don't need to buy, if you've got a Deus 2, you don't need to buy the whole controller and the thing. You can just buy the coils.
Hold on a minute. It's actually next week. Sorry, James.
Bless him.
Yes, you're right. Sorry. I thought I haven't got my list in front of me, so I just said it out. It's next week. We've got James Barnes coming on, talking about his time using the GeoFizz, telling us all about that and about metal detecting and such like as well. And I suppose how it's helped him in metal detecting with GeoFizz, because I'd love to have access to that and some of the sites I've actually been on.
Talking of that Extreme, I was who was I talking? There's a person I met last year on Colchester Metal Detecting Group Dig, and I've known him for flipping 40 years, but through friend of a friend, but we got on really well. And he said, I didn't know you're into metal detecting. I said, yeah. He said, I've been doing it 5 or 6 years. He said, are you on Facebook? And I went, yeah. And then he messaged me. He said, do you ever find anything? And I went, yeah, I find some good stuff. He said, well, you don't post it. And I said, no, I don't, on Facebook. So if anyone ever does want to see what I find and the things I do, I am on Facebook, but apologies if I don't respond to you, because I try not to go on often. I'm on Instagram, and I am, what's my name?
Field Tester THM.
Yeah. So if you look me up on Instagram, you'll see my finds. Gold Noble there. So yeah. Oh, do you know what? That's one of my favourite finds this year. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
How cool is that? But yeah, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's field_tester_THM.
Adrian, I've got something to show you. I forgot about it until I was moving the camera before.
It's not a picture of Brian's helmet.
No. My brother buys and sells stuff from auctions, and he picked up some, I think the Bezic or Coalport figurines. Bezic figurines. A family of 3. That's Daddy. That's Mummy. And we've got a little baby one as well. I should have done that for the entire show. We should just left baby there, looking at the camera.
Get rid of him.
Lovely, mate. They're sitting next to group now.
For those listening on the podcast, Dave's showing me small figurines of those horrible things, badgers, which he knows I don't like.
Aaron Lee Wood, may I ask a question? The reason I've come to this group live stream is I am buying a small holding in January. I've got a small holding. Oh, right, a small holding. And it is around 9 acres of land. I hope to join you guys at a meetup and buy some equipment. As for the question, is 9 acres suitable for me, just for me to detect, or should more people be involved? Well, Aaron, some people have thousands and thousands of acres for personal permissions. Rule of thumb when you're going on a metal detecting rally, what I've always used is that 1 acre per person or 0.75 acres per person. So probably that 9 acres will last you some time. I would keep it solely for a personal permission unless you have a friend who you want to go out with. That'd be my personal perspective. Adrian?
Aaron, I presume you haven't metal detected before. So having land to detect on and you're new to the hobby is like a pot of gold for people in our hobby.
As long as you don't commodity.
Yeah. I personally would say buy yourself a metal detector, not too much money, and go out there yourself and spend days, weeks, months learning your machine and seeing what you find. You might
I'm learning the land.
You will dig up horseshoes, you will dig up tin cans, you'll dig up loads of rubbish the first time you go out, or first 5, 6, 7 times. But read the manual, which most people don't.
Watch some YouTube videos.
Yeah, don't play with the settings. Ground balance. Well, we're getting technical now, but go out, uncover the history, and you will get addicted to it. And to have 9 acres is lovely. It's like my dream to have a cottage with 50 acres, and I wake up in the morning, and the whole beauty of this hobby is you can go out today and spend 8 hours metal detecting over an area. You can go out tomorrow, go over the same area and find something that you didn't find yesterday. And then next year, I don't know if you cultivate it or it's just meadow land, but the different weather conditions, different metal detectors, it's constantly going to be giving you stuff. So I would join a club if you've got one near you. And if you've got a really nice guy there who buys you beer, who's a nice bloke and who's got a pickup truck and spare metal detector, invite him on. But that's me. That's what I do. Gareth, why did I point the camera down your crotch, Adrian, when Dave got the badges out? Oh, I didn't think. I tell you, it's a good job I didn't have my cycling shorts on tonight, isn't it, Dave? Again. What, James? What that Sun machine looking forward next week? 21 is your dream? I think Gareth's been looking at my. He's been reading my emails. That's all right, Aaron. Thanks for watching. Yes, it's nearly that. It is that time, dear.
Is that? God, gosh, it's gone quick. Time to go to bed.
It is, and
or for people like you to start work, because that's what you generally do.
Yes, I've got a project tonight to look at, and me and Dave would like to say we think of all those this Remembrance Sunday as well, and the big detecting show's got something on it. So let's hope it's all peaceful this weekend.
Don't forget to pay your respects on Sunday and on Saturday, 11 o'clock. And sadly, I think there'll be a minute's silence at my boys' football, but I won't be able to go to the local cenotaph because we've got a match on. So, but other than that, I'll make the kids shut up.
Yes. Right. Thanks everyone for watching. And
yes, pleasure as ever. We'll be back next week with James Barnes. I haven't forgot James. I had forgot what date it was. It's on the list, but I have no idea what day it is. I know it's Thursday, obviously. Anyway, have a brilliant week, everybody. Don't forget to send us your confessions and enter next week's competition at bigdetectiveshow.com also. And on that note, we shall bid you adieu. Good night, everyone.